Oh, Jesus. Here we go again. As I'm making this video, there is a massive race protest, there's massive race riots all throughout the entire country, mostly Democratic-run states, Democratic-run cities, counties, etc., etc. And, you know, the Democrats have done a lousy job of protecting the citizenry. They're doing a very terrible job of preventing mass destruction in Democratic-run cities. That's just a harsh reality of it. There's no excusing it. There's no apologizing for it. There's no mental gymnastics that you can engage in to change this reality. It's a fact. It's a cold, hard fact. And the fake news industry, being a propaganda arm of the Democratic Party, being a propaganda arm of a lot of the globalists, a lot of these activist organizations like Black Lives Matter, which is a globalist organization, and of course Antifa, that wants to upend the United States way of conducting itself, the way that it governs itself. These are ideologues, very dangerous far left ideologues. They're different flavors of communism and socialism depending on what state you live in. And same with Black Lives Matter. They're generally a socialist / kind of communist, quasi-communist movement. And, you know, they want to upend white America. They want to completely, you know, displace white Americans and punish them over shit that happened hundreds of years ago. It's pretty fucking pathetic. Anyways, you know, the fake news industry has a really difficult job ahead of them. They have to make the Black Lives Matter activists look good, because there's a lot of slime on them. Because outside of the bullshit, fake echo chambers on Twitter, on Reddit, on Facebook, on YouTube, etc., etc., regular Americans are fucking horrified at what is going on. They think it is disgusting. They don't agree with any of it. They want it to end, and none of it looks good in our eyes. And I'm a registered Democrat. In a sanctuary city, I voted for Trump. In 2016, I'm going to be voting for Trump again, and I'm voting all Republican, as a matter of fact. And I'll probably never vote for a Democrat again because of shit like this. Governor Sisolak has done a terrible job of protecting the citizenry, preventing the violence. Right now, there's a cop that's in critical condition. I mean, it is chaos. It is chaos. And the fake news industry has to defend their little intersectional pets. And this is one of the ways that they're doing it. They're publishing these fake articles, and they're trying to shift the blame. They're trying to shift the blame in terms of the violence that is occurring in these Democratic-run cities. So right in here, dueling claim, Trump blames Antifa for riots. Minnesota officials point fingers at white supremacists and cartels, without evidence, by the way. Without evidence. So here's a tweet from Mayor Jacob Frey. He's the fucking pussy that looks like Justin Trudeau light, the southern Justin Trudeau. So he said in the last few days, both our city and state law enforcement capacities have been overwhelmed by simple math, an overwhelming ratio of rioters that even our unified effort has been unable to push back. We are now confronting white supremacists, members of organized crime, out-of-state instigators, and possibly even foreign actors to destroy and destabilize our city and our region. Well, that's a fucking hefty claim to make. So it gets worse than that. He went on to say the cartels who are wondering if there was a break in their drug transmission are trying to take advantage of the chaos. That's why this situation is on a federal level. No evidence of that. Minnesota Public Safety Commissioner John Harrington, meanwhile, said that they were analyzing those who had been arrested and seeing if they were linked to extremist groups. We have seen things like white supremacist organizations who have hosted things on platforms about coming to Minnesota. He said, adding that officials are looking to see if people involved in the protests are connected to criminal organizations. He went on to say that that officials are working with state, local, and federal partners to see, is this organized crime? Is this an organized cell of terror? Where is the linkage? ? It is not clear what groups the officials were referring to or what the evidence is that white supremacists or drug groups are involved. There were no obvious signs of white supremacy on display in footage of the protests. Yeah, no shit. Let's see. Security consultants saying intelligence reports indicate many of the more serious protesters are far left or anarchists without significant appearance yet by far right groups. Oh, okay. While noting locals and outsiders could be involved in conflicts with authorities, multiple officials said that those engaging in violence were not from the area. Frey said that the people that are doing this are not Minneapolis residents, while St. Paul Mayor Melvin Carter said at a news conference that everyone arrested in the protest was from out of state. So basically, people are coming from out of state. They're using that as an excuse to kind of weasel in these buzzwords, inject a little bit of what's it called? Little nuggets of information that people are supposed to kind of consume, and they're going to be wanting more. So they're trying to throw a little bit of white supremacy here, foreign actors, domestic terrorism, yada yada yada. Because a lot of the times, at least the modern left, they want to treat people who don't like blacks as if they're terrorists. So this is what they're doing. They're engaged in linguistic propaganda, and it's pretty fucking obvious to me. I don't even know why they would say this. And like the article states, there is thousands of hours of videos on the internet that exist of streams, entire live streams, 4, 5, 6, 8 hours, and there's almost like no white people doing anything wrong. Granted, there's a handful that are, looting as well. Like there was that little scrawny bitch in Target stealing the Legos, while like the other looters and rioters, they were like taking money and shit. It's pretty funny, but this is what this is what they're trying to do. So let's see another article here. Many claim extremists are sparking protest violence, but which extremists? Why would you even have to ask, dude? Like you can literally look up videos and you can see who's doing it. You can see who's doing it. So it's like we have reason to believe that bad actors continue to infiltrate the rightful protests of George Floyd's murder, which is why we are extending the curfew by 1 day. Governor Tim Walz of Minnesota tweeted after previously suggesting that white supremacists or people from outside of the state fomented the unrest in New York. A senior police official said anarchists had planned to start mayhem in the city even before the protest started, using encrypted communication to raise bail money and to recruit medics. During the demonstrations, they maintained supply routes to distribute gasoline, rocks, and bottles, and also dispatched scouts to find areas devoid of police officers, said John Miller, the deputy commissioner in charge of the police department's counterterrorism and intelligence efforts. So again, they're just inserting it in there. It's like, oh, maybe it's white supremacy. Maybe it's white supremacy. Maybe it's these spooky white people. It's these spooky, dangerous white people that, are inserting themselves somehow magically into these groups. They're very good at doing it, apparently, these evil, spooky white supremacists. Again, you see the videos, it's like, where are these white supremacists? Where are these Nazis? Where are these white terrorists that they speak of? And it's not even entirely clear that Antifa themselves are terrorists, but as of making this now, they're not. All right, so let's go to another one. Here we go. Twitter suspends fake Antifa account run by white supremacists. How the fuck would they know it's run by white supremacists? So Twitter has suspended a fake Antifa profile on its platform, which the tech giant says was linked to white nationalist groups Identity Europa. Okay. What evidence do you have for that? For making posts inciting violence during ongoing protests in the United States, according to U.S. reports. That's funny because when a lot of those fucking pedophile celebrities were making threats against the Covington Catholic kids, they weren't banned off the platform. You threaten white kids, you're okay. You threaten violence against the state as Antifa members, making Antifa look bad, you'll get banned. Funny how that works. A recently created account, Antifa US, issued tweets calling for violence and rioting. Tonight's the night, comrades. The account tweeted, tonight we fuck the city and we move into residential areas, the white hoods, and we take what's ours. The post ended with hashtag Black Lives Matters, hashtag Fuck America, and the profile's photo included the Antifa logo. A Twitter spokesperson told NBC News that the fake account was suspended because it violated the company's platform manipulation and spam policy. Twitter told CNN that the company removed the account after the account was sent a tweet citing violence. Well, this is bullshit. Where is the evidence that this is linked to any white supremacist group? And I don't even think Identity Europa is a white supremacist group. Where's the evidence Identity Europa wants to have supremacy over any other group that isn't white? Where's the evidence of that? Also, where's the evidence that they are tied to this account? They're just saying shit, and the fucking useless media is gobbling it up. We're taking action proactively on any coordinated attempts to disrupt the public conversation around this issue. They fucking told the spokesperson. So this is bullshit, man. This is absolute fucking bullshit. So, what do I have here? So let's talk about these people that are going to jail. So apparently, according to the fake news industry, according to these fucking Democratic government officials, and according to the Silicon Valley cartel, they are saying and suggesting that there are white supremacists out there stoking hatred, stoking fear. They're doing the rioting. They're guiding the riots and the violence. They're very good at what they do. They're so good that you can't find any of them on video, despite there being thousands upon thousands of hours of content pertaining to the fucking riots, of violent race riots. And so you got these white supremacists going to jail, and now George Floyd, Keke Palmer urges soldiers to march, Brooklyn Nine-Nine pledges $100K. So now we got all these pedophiles in Hollywood, pedophiles in the movie industry, in the TV industry, in the music industry, bailing out these white supremacists. So here we go. Celebrities contribute bail funds for Black Lives Matter protesters. Well, protesters or rioters, you know, what's the difference here? I guess are they only going to be bailing out black people? You know, how does this work? Because I'm hearing that a lot of the rioters, a lot of the people being arrested are white supremacists. Am I wrong? So let's see. We got Chrissy Teigen. She's donating a bunch of money. Steve Carell. How unfortunate. Seth Rogen. He's a fucking piece of shit. Don Cheadle. Yeah, he's a fucking cuck. I don't know who Janelle Monáe is or whatever. Let's see. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, what else? Chrissy Teigen, other celebrities. I think Justin Timberlake, Roy Wood Jr., ex-Jedi.
Big crowds gather peacefully at Pan Pacific.
Oh, that scared me. Colin Kaepernick, of course, you know, the usual suspect, is, you know, going to be bailing out a bunch of these evil white supremacists. So which is it? So which is it? Fake news media, the fake news, the lying press. You're trying to say to me that the protests are peaceful, but the rioters, these violent rioters, the real thugs, are these white individuals who are inserting themselves into the protests and causing the violence. They're the ones doing the killing. They're the ones burning down entire city blocks or whatever that they're organizing. It's almost terrorist cell-like behavior. But the pedophiles in the entertainment industry, they're bailing them out. So there seems to be a lot of confusion here. I don't think they got their story straight. I think there's just too much happening at once, and there's a lot of information out there. And the fake news industry, the lying press, is doing their best to sow division, to confuse us, and to publish fake news so we don't catch on to what is really going out there on the streets. My diagnosis of the situation: the usual suspects are to blame here. The ideologues, the socialists, the communists, the Black Lives Matter activists. These people are generally violent. They have a dangerous and disgusting ideology, and they are acting on racial animus towards whites. They are acting on strong feelings of racial resentment. And, you know, it shows, you know, they're fucking up white people who show up to these events. They are taking down statues and monuments and all these things that prop up American exceptionalism, because America is exceptional. There is no other country like that. And they hate that. They hate the success of the Western civilization that, you know, people of European descent built, largely speaking. And that is a fact. There's no denying it. I'm not white. I have no issues saying it because it's the truth. I'm not an insecure person, so it doesn't bother me. But this is what's happening, guys. This is what's happening. So I'd like to hear what you guys think. I'd like to hear other people's opinions about the magical, spooky, little dick incel white warriors going out there starting these riots, but they've somehow evaded video equipment and being captured on all these live streams. I don't know how they do it. They're wizards. They're literally like the Ku Klux Klan wizards. They got magic powers. They can avoid detection from these communists and these fucking corporate whores in the fucking entertainment industry. So that's all I got. I hope everybody's well. I hope you're healthy. More videos to come. Peace out.